Welcome back to my channel, everyone. I've been listening to your suggestions and reading your comments, and I've finally decided to do an ASMR style voiceover to this soup recipe. So please continue to watch and listen. So I always prepare all the ingredients I'll need to use ahead of time. So I'm going to take about 10 minutes to chop up green onion, red pepper, and white onion. So I want to chop them up and dice it as small as I can. I'll also be using bok choy and Swiss chard in this soup, so I'm going to go ahead and break off the stems and chop them into bite-sized pieces and set it aside. I'm going to add a tablespoon of olive oil to the pot. Once it's heated, I'm going to add the onions and red peppers, mix it around, and then put the cover down and let it cook for about 2 minutes. Now for the base of my soup, I'm actually going to be using 2 different types of squash. One is the butternut squash, the other buttercup squash, and these have already been cut and frozen. I'll also be using an assortment of dried spices. I will leave all of the exact ingredients and measurements in the description box below. So I'm going to start by adding some parsley and basil to the sauteed mix. Then I'm going to add 2 cups of water followed by 2 cups of vegetable broth and let that come to a boil. From there, I'm going to add about 4 to 6 cubes of the squash with some more dried spices. Mix everything together, and then I'm going to put the lid back on. Once the pot comes to a boil, I'm going to go ahead and just smash some of the squash so that it settles in the pot and add a quarter of a vegetable bouillon cube. When I add cubes, I usually add 1 part of water. Second step to my soup is adding the pasta. Now I'm using gluten-free, wheat-free pasta. Adding, of course, my dried spices again and bringing it to a boil. Once it's been brought to a boil, the last step is adding in the greens. So I'm going to add the Swiss chard and the bok choy. And I'm going to mix everything in. By this time, your noodles should be ready. After 2 minutes, your meal is prepared. Go ahead and spoon it out, put it in a plate, eat it immediately. I love eating soup when it's piping hot. It's filling, it's all plant-based. If you like this video, please press like and subscribe for more. If you like this different style of video, which is ASMR, let me know in the comment box below.